Oh dear, this is a real problem. So I might have the wrong UI right now, guys. This is 100% not Red Bull Battlegrounds. This is a bit awkward. So I'm going to cover up that logo maybe here in a second, but I also have to figure out how to there we go, turn this off to the ESL so I don't mess that up. So let's hide that because it's blocking the names of everybody. We're getting so good at this game. And here, you go ahead and take her away here, Zombie Grub, while I get this fixed, because this is a small issue.
The bottom left as the blue Zerg. Got it. As the blue Zerg, it is Naps MSI. Just Naps? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe sponsored. I don't know.
Maybe. As the red Protoss, it is Charada. Charada?
Charada. All right, I think I've got the best solution to this. Let me just save this image. Big PNG. Almost done here, guys. So again, I want to stress right now, it says Red Bull Battlegrounds because we had the UI on from the cast earlier today, but this is in fact Copa America, and not Red Bull Battlegrounds. I'm super sorry. This will be fixed after this first game. Small error was made, and sadly, you cannot change this in the StarCraft2 client after it's already been opened. So this doesn't want to upload the image, so maybe I'll just use text. Sorry, feeling a bit awkward here, guys, because I didn't expect this to be in a thing.
Yes. Well,
and this is a very big sponsor issue, because Red Bull does not sponsor this. Right, there you go.
Okay. Well, you fiddle with that. So, Charada, which I'm just gonna go with Charada, is he's actually gonna be going ahead and gateway expanding. He did do it like the old-fashioned way, where you actually try and block a little. You know, early pools. They're usually dealt with just because, you know, you get the motion core eventually. We don't really see one-way standing bus anymore. So that's why it's kind of like, you know, it's not necessary to go ahead and gateway wall. But, you know, if you're going to hide something back there too, which not many players do, but we've seen some weird stuff in Copa America before. If you're actually going to hide a 4-gate, go totally 2011. Or if you're going to hide like a 1-base target and then expand, something weird like that, you know? Where it would be obvious, but like the next assignment would still be like kind of close, you know. I mean, it happens all the time in PvT, not necessarily in PvZ.
I'm a little shocked that Pro got home alive. So used to seeing Lings actually chase that down quite nicely, but Charada didn't waste a lot of time going around the map, just went straight home, safe and sound. The stalker can still out in an awkward spot, but there's not enough Lings here to kill it.
Yeah. I don't believe he sent a probe out to scout, so he doesn't know if there's... No, he didn't. Okay. So he knows, from what he saw, the gas was not taken. This could be, yeah, a problem if he actually tries to move out with the Stalker Zealot poke. Speed is still a long ways away off. It wasn't the fastest gas. It was like a 6-minute speed timing.
Yeah,
but you know, if he overstayed his welcome, it would have been a free Stalker.
I mean, this is like the one matchup where you can really get away with really late speed, and in some instances, no speed at all. I mean, TVZ, without question, you have to have those speedlings. PVZ, you're like, okay, well, Protoss players, if they're not going to hit you with a 4-gate, typically they wait. And because he saw that it's not going to be that 4-gate with his lings, that he's pretty safe to stay at home. For those who don't know why he said that wasn't a 4-gate, when you see the Cybercar go down, if it's researching, okay, that's one thing. But if it's researching with chrono boosts, that's usually an indication of a little bit of aggression.
Yeah, yeah. He did that on a Robo, though, really, really quickly. So he's getting on a War Prism at a time that probably isn't expected. I mean, honestly, War Prisms are just in general unexpected until, like, the late game, where you start harassing because they want Stormo or something like that. But, like, a mid-game all-in, that certainly happens. Arthur, for instance, is very, very known for doing that type of sentry all-in. But this is just really early. And he's not going to get a scout either. Tried on both sides, was denied twice.
Yeah, that's really a big deal. Ling's even coming in to see if they can squeeze past that mid part, so still a little bit confused with what's going on in the main. I mean, you can kind of expect robos. It's one of those things where if you have to gamble, if you're a betting man and you can't get any scouting, you can guess the robo. The only other option to have this earlier would maybe be a Stargate, but if that's the case, you just throw it in a Spore Crawler anyway. So you can cover your bases as a Zerg player without being too risky. It's not like this is a move that's going to automatically win the game, unless he decides to just drone, and not make any units whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, it's also just kind of like this map, really. You know, I think what Charada is going to be doing is going into an Immortal all-in, but, like, it's just this map. Like, even if you see a Robo, and, I don't know, you do see the Warp Prism? No, actually, because the Warp Prism still goes to the Immortal all-in. Anyways, the point is, if you're going to be guessing, not only do you guess Robo, you'd probably also going to guess Immortal all-in on this map, because it is a very popular map for it. Trying to put on this light aggression initially is always a good idea, just to make sure they don't get to that really comfortable 55, 60-ish drone count, which is like optimal for dealing with a Mortal Sentry all-in. And so far it's actually working. Nap's also getting really greedy with a double Evo instead of just the one.
Yo, I was kind of hoping a little bit too, like the dirty part of me that loves Protoss was hoping there would be sentries in that Warp Prism. We were going to see that sort of classic, you force it off the ramp and kill the main with the Warp Prism, but coming across with that big push, the Immortal's looking quite strong here. Charada doesn't have a lot to stop him, quite frankly. The Roaches are on the way now, but the Hydralisks are non-existent. The thing he has going for him, though, is there are no sentries with this. It's primarily Zealots. Now, Zealots are kind of spiky force fields in context, but they're much easier to deal with than having to deal with even a single sentry.
This is only off the back of 5 gateways, so it's really not that powerful, but the powerfulness of it comes from that it is so early. It's a very fast timing. So, I mean, he just tried to pop out Roaches. This might just be enough. Maybe Naps. Not consolidating his forces the best right now. A few sentries seriously would be well worth it if you just wall off that main. But it's gonna be right,
yeah, he's realized he's taking too much damage.
Yep. Way too early, went unscouted. There's nothing much more than that. Pretty basic.
Yeah, and guys, I've heard your pleas about the audio for that game. I'm resolving that right now by turning myself down, and the game sounds down a little bit. Although Zombie Grub sounds perfectly fine to me. Hopefully this fixes it for you guys. And that overlay should be resolved for next game. Again, my apologies, guys. Copa America, IEM, all these other things we've been casting. I'm a little bit brain frazzled when it comes to minor details like this. But it's resolved, and game number 2 should be happening here in a moment's time. The second map will be Merry-Go-Round. And if we go to a game number 3, it will be Catalina. So 2 3-player maps to follow this up. Pretty clean victory, though. I mean, that wasn't back and forth. It was just one decisive, like, cut, ripping off the band-aid, if you will.
Yeah, it was. It's kind of a game on the ladder. Just like, oh, that was dumb. And move on.
Yeah. Cool message here for the Base Trade TV people, by the way. So I guess Twitch had an API change recently, and that's why a lot of the bot commands on our channel weren't showing up. Same with the sub notifications and donations. We're having issues being resolved, but hotfix that I just downloaded apparently resolves all of that. So hopefully in the future for our stream, everything should be good. Again, that's kind of cool. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of just for funsies still filling out this OkCupid thing between games. And there are some really strange questions on here. Absolutely.
One of my friends joined OkCupid like a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, I forget why. But it was kind of like a joke reason, and he just starts filling out all the questions, and all he did for the next 3 days was like fill out the questions and like tell us when funny questions came up.
Oh, just like not like real answers, just like keep checking all the boxes randomly.
No, I think he did like real answers, but he got like kind of addicted to answering shit.
Oh, it's like those survey sites. You like earn 12 cents for like filling out like 19 surveys.
Oh, there was a time where I was so desperate for money, I actually tried doing that.
Yo, I did that for a while. And I did the other thing too, where you do the captcha images or whatever. Oh, it was so painfully boring though. Jesus.
There's also like an Amazon thing where you like, I don't know, you rate the product or some shit. I don't remember. But like you get money into your Amazon account. I was trying to save for my computer. So it was like 2 years ago.
Wow, that would have taken a million years.
Yeah, it would have. It would have. It was literally the difference between like 2 weeks and not 2 weeks. But yeah, I was also supposed to win a costume contest, and the bitches like, and they didn't actually like enter my costume into like the running because I didn't like wear it long enough or something. Like no one knew that it was actually. I don't know, but it was like it's such BS because like, they're all nerdy up in here, but like, it was like a cosplay that I made, and it was like totally legit. It was like a tier 6 priest.
Yo.
And like everyone else's costumes like sucked. and I didn't get any money. I wasn't placed at all. I was so mad.
Like 2.5 or 3 years ago, I won the Riot costume contest because I dressed up as Blitzcrank, and they gave you like these special skins at the time, and everyone thought they were gonna be like unique skins. Like, oh, this is like no one else in the world will have these skins, but they're just like the Halloween skins. They're like, oh, you get one for free. I was like, God, could I spent more money on the costume? I could have just bought all the skins.
Yeah, it is kind of lame. First price for the costume contest was like $300
Not too
from like my
bad.
school. Yeah, and like I'm still so salty about that one because like the winning costume was just not good at all. It was like a geisha, but she had like a robe and like white makeup.
Geisha.
No. Hmm.
Oh, this is
Mine's
okay.
toasted juice.
This question came up. Would you rather be normal or weird? Answers you'll accept. Normal or weird?
Yo, I hate the answers you accepting. I've done a lot of the questions for fun as well, and it's like totally like stuff that doesn't matter. Like what type of food do you prefer? Indian, like Mexican, and something else. And then it was like what answers would you accept? And I'm like, is there anyone that puts like not acceptable for like if you don't choose Indian?
This person doesn't
there?
like Indian food. That is my life.
Yeah, like an instant no. That's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
You watch 30 Rock, do you?
I love 30 Rock. Favorite show.
Okay, so the deal breaker book.
That's the deal breaker, ladies.
Yeah. God, I love Liz Lemon.
Yeah, she
Even
was.
my Tumblr. You didn't get very far on my Tumblr, but it's J-Dong.
I scrolled
and,
down
like,
to J
30
Dong
Rock.
doing the limbo thing, and I was like, nope, this is. Let's go ahead and turn that off.
No. Yeah, the rest of it's like Liz Lemon quotes.
Nice. Sorry this taking so long, guys. We don't. I think we're just getting to the game now for game number 2. Just a little bit of delay here.
I'm gonna be right back.
Go for it. Just get in the game before you go, baby.
I'm in.
Okay. So map number 2, like we said before, is gonna be merry-go-round. Let me just actually load up that intro. And like I said, this game, this time we should have the correct overlay on, folks. That'll be awesome. Go Potato Charizard. Oh, guys, no, don't give him that nickname. That was a mistake. That's just me being silly with my words. But we are just meandering around right now, guys. Lobby's up. We're good. As soon as I guess all the other streams are ready. Alright, players are saying the go, so we might have the intro coming up here in just a moment's time. I do hope the audio is better this time. I'll keep an eye in chat if you guys could let me know. I have lowered my voice, I've lowered the StarCraft2 sound volume, and I've left Zombie Grub where it is, so if she was hard to hear for some reason before, hopefully and ideally it should be good now. Alright, here we go. See you guys in a moment for game number 2. Alright, I just gotta go check all these off and remove that little knot image. Bullied. All right. Welcome back, guys. This is Copa America 2013, or 2014. Wow! But it is season 2. This is game number 2 of this first best of 3 for qualifier number 2. There will be several more qualifiers over the next couple weeks, and of course leading into the group stages and the eventual finals. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map, though, currently down 1 in this series. It is from RTNG. Oh my god. With a really cool logo. I actually really like that logo. It is Naps MSI. Okay, maybe just Naps. Unless it's Naps MC. Whatever. Anyways, it's bottom left. Leading 1-0 at the moment. The current player from... Oh, you know what? I've looked up this name before. I can't remember what it is for the life of me because we had them last season with PWT's Red Protoss Charada. Or as some big up said, Charada. Whatever his name may be, I still think it's Charada. Because it's going to be like Charizard. I'm a Pokemon nerd. Deal with it. But Naps will luck out with the scout right away here. So will Charada. It's a 3-player spawn map, but both players get their scouts right away. I do think that when you spawn in these locations specifically, this does kind of favor the player who spawns in the top right. And I only say this because of the distance of natural to natural. It's weird to consider like that, but it's a lot easier for Naps to get down here with the Overlord, scout what's going on, send lings down here much faster, etc., than it is necessarily for Charada to pull the same stunts. I mean, because technically the main is going to be closer than the natural to Charada's base. But I think one of the big things last game, I described it after the series, the game had concluded. It was a pretty clean sweep. I mean, it wasn't a struggle. It was a pretty just easy situation where you caught your opponent off guard. Naps didn't have the units for it. The Immortals were too strong. And again, a lot of that came with the powerhouse, the brute force of Zealots rather than Sentries. So not needing finesse. And it's not like that's like a, okay, Protoss A move. But I mean, you've got an army that big over your opponent. So you don't need those force fields. You don't need those Sentries.
What's up?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
As you can see, you've missed a lot in this game. A couple of harassments went back and forth. We had a mothership actually die trying to... no, nothing happened.
Oh, I was like, wow, mothership died? That's pretty big.
Yeah, 4 minutes in. The standard mothership has been out. And,
no, mothership rush.
Well, I mean, mothership core maybe, but really? No. Anyways, we do have the queens coming out right now. The thing for Naps, guys, I think if you had been given an extra minute, quite frankly, I think he would have been able to deal with the attack that came. You'll notice he had the roaches on the way. His timings were just slightly off. I mean, had those overlords actually scouted the robo, he would have definitely had spine collars down much sooner. I mean, we saw him set up a good defense. It just wasn't in time. And Naps is getting owned by the air blockers on this map. Rest in peace. Rest in pepperonis or whatever the meme is.
Yeah. I don't get that one, honestly. Just adding oronis to, like, every word.
Or like Eno, right? It's like Ripperino, and I'm like, okay, so I can see how that became pepperoni because it looks like pepperoni when you write Ripperino, but I don't know.
You know...
I'm too old for the internet now, Zombie Grub. I don't understand how things work.
You know the Protoss probe in Brood War? It would say something like Irino or something like that.
Chuomb.
Yeah, it started it. But no, I'm too old too. Like, apparently the new term for drunk is turnt. I'm like...
Turnt?
I don't like this.
That's for turnted. Alright, Dark Shrine coming out of Charada. This could be problematic. We'll see. Nap took his gases quite late, guys, so double gassing now means he could possibly have a layer in time for this. He might have Spore Crawlers down too out of Paranoia's sake. I hope he has Spore Crawlers down out of Paranoia's sake, because right now, he's actually... I think he's expecting another Gateway all-in. I only say this because of the heavy queen count. Maybe, maybe not, but the reality is Dark Templar are probably going to catch him a little bit off guard here. Stalker's going to hold position as well. The Overlord is picked off, so there's no scouting that's going to get to this main at all. You know, losing that Overlord over here is big, guys. Please understand, this Overlord could have possibly scouted the Dark Shrine, could have saved the game. Got killed by the air blocker.
Yeah. This is going to attack so quickly. I mean, he threw it down when there was really, like, no probes. Like, it's going to be so quick. Well before the lair, unfortunately for Naps, he's not really getting... Oh, actually, well, there it is. He gets a perfectly timed lair, actually. This is absolutely normal. It's just not going to be in time.
Well, the one thing that he does have going for him, Charada didn't put a bunch of proxy pylons down. As we see, DT is coming at the front. walking across the map. This is a lot of time. If the queens are at the top of the ramp, all sitting there in hold position, you know, the swipe or two will go down, but at least they'll be notified, oh, hey, there's DTs. But I feel like this is going to be way too late. How can Zombie Girl possibly be lower than before? I turned her up and I turned everything else down.
I don't know. Oh, these DTs, they walk right past the queens. Don't you feel, don't you hear them? Doesn't something happen? That's a good third.
You get spooked, you know, it's like a ghost. Chill goes down their spine. Jinkies.
I guess so.
Okay, well, this hatchery's gonna die. I got quite a few drone kills there. This will learn nap. So, you know, Charada, I don't know if he's doing this because he thought the third base would be a real problem for a macro game. I kind of feel, had he known that the layer was so late, had the gas has been so late, he could have just marched right into the main and the natural with 1 DT each, and just slaughtered the drone line.
Yeah. It's usually the choice that a Protoss makes, really, when they go for the DT rush, is that do they pair all 3 up, because it's always 3, and go for a third, or maybe even the natural, depending on, like, the map? Or do they send 1 to each base and try to get as many drone kills as possible? Because, you know, 3 DTs to 1 base almost guarantees a hatchery kill. They just do so much DPS.
Well, the Overlord here, or Overseer, is going to get a lot of scouting, but way too late. It's like, oh, you got a Dark Shrine. Good scout, Overseer. Oh, wait. That's right. Hatchery already died. Third base coming up for Charada behind this, but I like the Void Rays. This is going to be pretty nice. It got scouted. It got revealed by the Overseer, but you know, what are you really going to do? Hydra Den comes down? Okay, well, there's going to be Archons and Zealots already available, or at least to make, that these might not be so easily countered.
I thought this was what Puck was doing in that very first game we cast today in the Red Bull qualifiers, and ended up being Mass Phoenixes. But this is what I was talking about. It's an older style in Heart of the Swarm, but going for the double Stargate into pretty much mass Void Rays with maybe some Archons and Charge Dots below. I mean, I guess the reason that it fell out of fashion is because people got smarter against it. Like, the timings became more crisp. They'd actually get enough Hydralisk that it just was impossible to hold. But I feel like that won't be the case, especially now that he has that really big boost because he did take down that third hatchery. Going into the Void Rays, he's probably going to reach that critical mass before Naps can really do anything about it.
So guys, you're hearing the little bong, bong, because I'm still trying to up the audio, but I can't anymore. So she's maxed, and I'm turned down to about like 50%. That's where the game sounds, and hopefully this is better for you guys. I don't know how there's such a severe audio issue because we did casting earlier today and I didn't change the settings at all since then, but hopefully this is better. So if you guys could let me know with a 1 for yes and a 2 for no if the audio is better or worse. I guess don't say anything if it's exactly the same. No, 3 for exactly the same. So is the audio better? 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for exactly the same. I'm going to keep an eye on Twitch chat in about 2 minutes. But alright, so I think one of the things with Charada too is he really doesn't have a big army. I mean, at all. He's got decent supply, but majority of that's in probes right now. Void Rays are kind of supply heavy. They take about 4, I think it is, per Void Ray, something like that. So they're not exactly the most cost effective units, but they will be versus the Roaches. Why did he, you know what? Like, he hates this Zealot in particular, I guess?
I don't know. I guess he did something wrong in a past life, or maybe wrong in this life.
Yeah, that's the Edward Snowden Zealot.
Oh god. He would definitely be dead.
He's hiding from the rest of the world. I mean, he's way far in the back. Okay. Hydralisks are quite frankly massed up enough that this could be scary for the Void Rays, but the Void Ray DPS is actually so good that can contend with the rapid DPS of the Hydra. I kind of feel like his best bet right now, snipe off that third, recall home immediately. In fact, he's going to lose his own third. Probe's going to be pulled. He's just going to sacrifice this. So base for base.
Not really favoring either player because of the fact that Nap's already lost a base.
Well, I think the thing is there's the option for the recall for Charada, right? So he draws the army of Naps back home, and he's just going to be like, psych, see ya.
Yeah. I guess that is 2 base versus 2 base. I don't know why I assumed that was a 4th. But that does put Daps down to, you know, an uncomfortable position, as, you know, the old saying is always want to be 1 base ahead of your opponent's reserve player. And also, just his composition is very, very scary. You know, coupled with time warps, too. Like, the charge runs out, you start dancing around him, but the time warp makes it impossible to micro.
Well, Hydra's in the back, and he focuses down here quickly, wasting the prismatic alignment, but he will just recall out and... Not a
Probably
bad
his best
choice. I mean, I think that would have been one of those fights where they both kind of end up with nothing left over afterwards for both sides, but...
Yeah, I think what could have happened was all the Hydras died, because there wasn't really that many, but I think he was afraid of reinforcements because it wasn't really that overwhelming of a void ray count.
Oh, his
Honestly, I'm
Archons.
surprised he's only at 5.
I don't think his Archons can get out of the base. I don't know if it's enough space. Well, now with Pylon dead it is. Never mind. But baits everyone here into the choke. Void Ray's gonna get some nice DPS with Hydra's gonna get range to fight, but this might just be a little too much.
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, the Void Rays might kill the Hydras before the Hydras kill the Void Rays, and then the Roaches are going to be cleaned up very easily.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, the couple Zealots charging in here are going to make this fight just one-sided enough. He actually micros back one of the Void Rays, now prismatically aligning for that bonus damage. I think he's going to save the Nexus. He should be okay, but there is a flood of reinforcements coming across the map.
Yeah, I don't know about diving on the Nexus. Looks so tempting, probably, but it's a very perilous position. The fact that he lost the 3rd is a huge deal, and he didn't have a 4th one to back it up because he had lost it, once before. So, Naps probably took the wrong end of that deal. He didn't kill any actual good units. I mean, okay, Archons and the High Templar is probably the most expensive thing, but there wasn't any sentries. All the Void Rays lived, so a bunch of Zealots died. Don't get that drone? Alright then.
No, he's just like, you know what? I want him to have a chance. I want him to have a
Chance
third hatchery. But look what's going on in the main here. This really bothers me that this isn't being used.
He doesn't even know it's there.
I don't think anyone knows it's there. The Overlords are covering it from like typical
That's
vision.
Snowden.
But again, Skytoss composition is a scary composition. You don't need carriers and you don't need Tempests to make this beast mode, but what he is going to have is Templars with Storms underneath this, combined with the Void Ray DPS. I mean, the one thing that's really going to shut this down are going to be those Hydras, of course. He doesn't have fungal growths, he doesn't have Infestors available, so Hydra's the only form of anti-air. And Hydra's very susceptible to Storms and very susceptible to the Void Rays DPSing them while they run out of those Storms.
Yeah, he has a few Storms too, and that's not a very big Roach Hydra army. Oh, it's a lot of no. He's even an Overseer. These DTs. Oh, finally he joins up, but that's it for his army.
Yeah, he's gonna melt this alive. Charada taking some very nice engagements. GG, well played, it's gonna be called. Smiley face. And yeah, game 2 gonna go to Charada, so 2-0 in this best of 3.